Today's video we're going to show you how to re-silicone this shower. Now I'm going to show you some essential tips. Know how to do this faster, but make sure that you get a perfect job, which is going to hopefully prevent it from corroding at a speed later on down the line. Now let's get straight to the video. Now the first thing we want to do is remove the old silicone. Now I've got a tool here. This is a silicone remover. This is a handy way of getting rid of it. Now I'm going to show you how to quickly use this. It's very simple. We're going to scrape the excess silicone, make sure we get all of it up. Big no-go is to go over an existing layer of silicone. I've seen a lot of people, they've got old silicone in the shower tray, the bath, anywhere, and they've just put a new layer on top of it. That's not going to work. We need to make sure we've got a very clean base. We're going to rip up all the old stuff, make sure it's all out of the way, and then we're going to clean the surface underneath it. Okay, like I said, I've got this little tool here. What I'm going to aim to do is get the majority of the silicone off. Now, this is very handy because it gets in the corners and it allows you to strip the old stuff back. Now, as you can see, it's coming away nicely. And we're going to uncover the black mildew underneath. Can you see this? This stuff is what's causing this problem. Got bacteria behind there, which means the water's got behind the silicone, so it's failed basically. Now we're going to strip that all back using this. You can use a tool like a scraper. I just find this tool is the best for getting the results done. Now we're going to want to clean the area we've done. Now the main thing, we've got a bit of mould under the area we've just peeled back. There's two things. There's a bit of silicone left over, so you can use a silicone remover, like the one pictured here. That's going to help us clear up all the excess and then give it a scrub to make sure you get the last final bits that are clinging on. We need to get them off. We need to make sure all the silicone's gone. Now we can use some mildew remover. I've got some bleach. I'm going to make sure I'm going to clean all the mould that's left there. Now preparation in this job is key. We need to make sure that the whole area is cleared off and make sure when we apply the new bead of silicone, we've got a nice clean base to work onto. So I'm going to clean up the rest of the area and I'm going to give this a good spray and we're going to make sure it's spotless. Now I want to completely dry the area we're working on. We've cleaned it off with bleach. Now you can use a hairdryer. Make sure there's no moisture on there. Big rule of thumb, big tip, make sure there's no moisture when we're going to apply the silicone. It needs to be completely dry. If we've got a bit of water on there, you might not get a strong hold. It might not have a tight bond, which means it'll peel up in the future. So we need it to be completely dry. So I'm going to use these cloths. I'm going to give it a good blitz with the hairdryer and then we should be good to go. Now we've cleared out the area, we've removed the old silicone, we've tried to remove any mildew left behind and we've completely dried the surface we're working on. Now the preparation is done. This part is the easy bit, we're going to apply the silicone. Now one big rule of thumb, and I find that a big mistake that beginners make is the fact that they try and cut the nozzle too big and they also make too steep of an angle. Now we don't want a massively steep angle because that's going to flood the silicone on one edge. What we need is a shallow angle. And we want to cut it quite close to the tip. So we want to cut it quite close. There we go. Now what that's going to create, it's going to give us a nice consistent flow. It's not going to be too heavy. What we also want to do is slightly chamfer the front edge, as so. Now that it's going to fit nicely into the groove, nicely into the shape of the corner of the shower tray. And then when we apply a nice even amount of pressure, it's not going to flood the corners. A lot of people cut it too big, flood the corners with silicone. When you come to wipe it, it's flooding everywhere, it's flooding over the edges, and it just makes the job look horrible. Now we've all been there, we've all done it. Let's learn from our mistakes and do it properly. So we're going to put this into our silicone gun. And then we're going to give it a go. Okay, so the first thing I'll say is that you want to be using a decent silicone, a product that has got a high percentage of silicone actually in it. So I'll leave a link in the description below of some decent silicone products. But all we're going to do is have a steady stream of silicone, which is basically achieved by gently squeezing the gun, squeezing the handle, and it's going to force a steady stream of silicone through the nozzle. Now, again, you don't want to be flooding your angles, you don't want to be squeezing all the life into it, you want to have a nice steady pressure. Now, this is the secret, this is a game changer, this is a little squeegee. These are basically what's going to help you achieve a nice finish in siliconing. Now, if you're brand new or you've done this in the past, this is what's going to give you a really nice finish. Now, you've got 3 profiles, each one's got 4 different sizes, so overall you've got 12 different sizes to choose from, and all you want to do is push it right into the corner, squeeze it right into the edge, and then with pressure push down or work your way up, and what it's going to do is give you a really nice finish. Now, I also like to touch it up with my finger just to make sure that we're getting a lot of the imperfections out. But this is a real game changer for anyone who struggles to get a nice finish in silicone. Now look, again, I'm just joined up in the middle. Keep a cloth with you, keep a J-cloth, keep anything with you where you're always going to be wiping the excess residue off. What you don't want to do is to keep the silicone on this and then keep adding it back to the wall, back to the corner. Again, working at the bottom now, what we're going to do is have a nice steady stream of silicone. Look how easy it is now. You just put it in the corner, starting from the angle you started at, holding it nice and tight, pushing all your pressure in, swiping it across, and what you're left with is a real nice finish. This is how easy it is to achieve a nice smooth finish when you're applying silicone to your bathroom. So we've got that angle sorted, but what I want to do is make sure that we're constantly cleaning it and keeping the product clean. And this is also going to stop you from using a lot of your finger work. The problem is with using your fingers with silicone is you might have the fear of spreading bacteria, but I just have a little casual touch up just to give it the final finish. Yeah, try and avoid using your fingers all the way throughout, just again because of the problem with bacteria. Now, even look at the left now, I've got a nice thick stream of silicone. With this, it still cleans it up, it still leaves a lovely nice finish, and what you're left with is a nice joint that looks very professional, easy to use, easy to control, and that is how you re-silicone your shower or your bathroom. Easy results and definitely achievable from a beginner's perspective. If you like this video, then please hit the subscribe button, and we'll show you all videos DIY related, showing you how to improve your home, showing you essential tips and tricks to get better with working at your house.